Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are looking at Venn diagrams for maths level 4. So we'll go through this simple problem. It says, in a class of 32 students, 14 play cricket, 16 play netball, and 8 play boat sport. We need to represent this information on the Venn diagram. So let's do the first part here. I need to represent them on a Venn diagram. So a Venn diagram is simply a diagram that consists of a rectangle. This rectangle represents our sample space. So everything that we are doing here will be in that rectangle. So now that we've seen the sample space, we need to check how many events do we have. So to know your number of events, you just need to pick from the question. You see this question is talking of those who play cricket and those who play netball. So that is all. So that means we only have 2 events. And now to put them in here, in the sample space, we need to know whether are the events mutually inclusive or exclusive. If they are inclusive, you always have the option where we have both playing, some people playing both of the sport. So that means your event are inclusive and your ovals should be overlapping. If there is no option for this both, then that is exclusive. So here, with Venn diagrams, most of the times they give you Venn diagrams are mutually inclusive, and in Venn diagrams, events are mutually inclusive. It means the 2 ovals must overlap. So in this case, I will use capital C to represent those who play cricket, and capital N to represent students who play netball. So the 2 must overlap to indicate to me that we've got the possibility of some students who are playing both sports. So that is the first part of your Venn diagram. Now it's time to transfer the information into the Venn diagram. Whenever you are completing the Venn diagram, the first thing is to start with the portion that represents both. And now this takes us to another piece of information. We need to know the different portions of our Venn diagram. So in this Venn diagram, each time they say those who play cricket, we must go through the whole cycle. So this is what represents cricket. Then this little portion here is representing cricket only. Then this is those who play both. Those who play netball is the whole cycle. Then this is netball only. So maybe I can just put some dots there to show that this is cricket only. Then this is netball only. So you must know the difference between cricket only and cricket. Cricket means I go through the whole cycle. Cricket only is that portion. Netball only is this portion. This is netball. And the middle is for cricket and netball. Then when we say cricket or netball, it is that portion which is covered by the 2 circles. Then none of the 2 spots will be outside of the 2 circles. So it is very, very important to know every portion of a Venn diagram. So if I'm completing a Venn diagram, I start with both, which goes at the center. So that is where I have my both. Then I can now move over to cricket. Those students who play cricket are 14, and if you look at cricket, it's a whole cycle. So this whole cycle is 14, but you realize that as I go through this cycle, there are already 8 people involved. So in order to make 14, I've got 8 that play both sports. Then there must be some that play cricket only in order to make the 14. So in this portion for cricket only, I'll have to take 14 minus 8 to see that there are 6 who play cricket only, which if I take the 2 together, if I go through the whole cycle, and I'll see that those who play cricket are 6 plus 8, which is 14. So the same thing will go to the portion for netball only. The total who play netball, we'll see them to be 16. So 16 means we feel it in the whole of the cycle for netball. But this whole cycle for netball is made up of those who play both, those who play netball only. So to get those who play netball only, you must take 16 minus 8, and that will leave me with 8. So now before you say you are done with your Venn diagram, you have to confirm that in the sample space, you have a total of 32 students. So if you check here, you see that 8 plus 8 is 16, 16 plus 6 is only 22. So we are short with 10, and that reminds us that there are some students who neither play cricket nor netball. So those are 10 put them anywhere out of the two ovals. So this is when, guys, we can now declare that our Venn diagram is complete. Now that our Venn diagram is complete, we can now use it to do our calculation of probabilities. With a complete Venn diagram like this, calculating probabilities should be a very simple issue. So we can now go through the procedure. Roman 2 says calculate the probability that a person chosen at random plays netball. So that's simple. If I need the probability of playing netball, I've represented my netball by n. You see, I simply write everything in the circle, which is 8 plus 8 out of the total number of students. So that gives me 16 over 32 or 1 over 2. Could still have just picked it from there. But if you want to pick it from the Venn diagram, that's simply how you see it. So it's that simple. Then go to B, the probability of netball only. We need a probability that a person selected a random or chosen a random plays netball only. So netball only, we must know the portion called netball only in here. So the whole circle is netball. Then this portion here is the portion for netball only. So netball only is 8 out of 32, which is 1 over 4. So that's how simple it is. Then you can go to the next one. So the main purpose of this 2 is to help you see the differences between netball and netball only. This can also be asked for cricket, which has 14, and cricket only, which has 6. So that's it. So for C, we need the probability of those who do not play netball. See, I've underlined the word not. So whenever we get that word not, it is reminding us that we need to do complementary event. Probability of those who do not play netball plus probability of those who play netball should always give us 1. So since we're looking for the probability of those who do not play netball, all we need is to know the probability of those who play netball. We've just done that here. We've just done the probability of those who play netball in A, which is 1 over 2 equal to 1. Better still, those who play netball, if you look at the circle, for netball, it is 16 out of 32. That is where the half comes from. So a half is a like term to 1, and that will tell us that those students who do not play netball are 1 minus 1 over 2, which is 1 over 2. So that's how you can get those who do not play netball. There is also another option for those who understand their Venn diagram well. If you understand the different portions of the Venn diagram well, you can also calculate the probability of those who do not play netball by coming to the Venn diagram. You close up netball, you see how many are not playing netball. So if I close up the circle for netball, you see I'm closing up the circle for netball, I'll be left with 10 who do not play, who don't play any of the sport, and 6 who play cricket only. So if you add those two numbers, you get 16 out of 32. That gives you those who do not play netball. So you can say 6 plus 10 out of 32, and that gives me a half. So that's how I can use my Venn diagram or use a formula to get the probability of those who do not play netball. So let's go now to D, those who play both sport. I guess that one is simple because we already know the portion representing both sport to be the portion in the center. We'll just read from there. So the probability of both spot will just be 8 out of 32, which is 1 over 4. So that one is easy. Then E says a person selected a random plays none of the spot. So with this one, I need to know the portion in the Venn diagram that represents none of the spot. So if you are playing either of the spot, one of the two spots, you will either be inside the circle C or inside the circle N. So if you are playing none of the spot, you must be outside of those two circles. And the number outside is 10. So those who play none of the spot, we've got 10, 32, which can be 5 over 16. So it is that easy, guys. Once you can get your Venn diagram right, any calculation you just read from there. So look at F. F says the probability of those who play both or none of the sport. So we now need the probability of those who play both whenever we get the word or, you have to check whether the two events both are non-mutually inclusive or exclusive. Inclusive means they can happen together at the same time, and in the Venn diagram they should overlap. So the portion for both is the portion with the 8 there, then the portion for none of the spot is the portion with the 10. So if you look at the Venn diagram, you will see that the portion that has 8 in the center will never overlap with the portion that has 10 out of the two circles. So that means these two events both are non-mutually exclusive. And for a level 4 student, the formula for mutually exclusive is formula number 30 on your formula sheet, which we just use it as the probability of both plus the probability of none. So the probability of both, we've just done that, is 8 over 32. And the probability for none of the spot, I think we've done it. No, we didn't do that, but we've done that, it's right here. The probability of none of the spot is 10 over 32. In other words, I'm just taking both here, 8 over 32, then none is 10 over 32. If you add up those two numbers, you get an 18 over 32. If you want to leave it like that, it's fine. If you want to go on and simplify it, it's still okay. So that's how we get the probability of both spot or none of the spot. So we can now look at G, which says the probability that the person selected at random will replace cricket or netball. So now G, we're looking at the probability of cricket or netball. So this one, the word or steps in again. So whenever that or steps in, you have to verify whether the two events are they inclusive or are they exclusive. So cricket means I take the whole circle C. That's what it means. Netball means I take the whole circle N. And if you look at what I'm doing, when I take C and I take N, I pass through the center twice to show to you that they are overlapping. The two are overlapping, so they are mutually inclusive. For N level 4 students, that formula is formula 31 on your formula sheet. If you prefer to use the formula sheet, then this is how I will write down the formula. So the probability for C or N is the probability of C plus probability of N minus the probability of C and N. And just to make you understand why the formula is like this, it's simply because when I take C and I take N, I pass to the point C and N twice. So you have to subtract one of them because you have to use each portion on your own. So if I now need the probability of C, everything inside C is 14 out of 32. We'll just read from there. Those who play cricket is 14 out of 32. Then those who play netball, you see the circle representing netball as 16, or you just rate from there, you get your 16 out of 32. Then those who play both sport, you see it's there at the center 8, or you rate from there, you get 8 out of 32. So since we have the same denominator, simply add the numerator. 16 plus 14 is 30, minus 8 is 22 out of 32. So that is how you can get the probability of C or N. But there is also another option for that. For students who understand the portions of the Venn diagram, you understand that what we call C or N is everything in the two circles. So C or N will be everything inside the two circles. So if I need the probability of C or N, I can just write everything inside the two circles. So I've got a 6 is there, and 8 is there, and there's another 8. Then I must not forget I've calculated the probability. I must divide by the total population or the sample space, and that will also still take me to 22 over 32. So that is it for G. We can now go to H, which requires us to calculate the probability that the person selected at random or chosen at random plays cricket only or netball only. So we are now targeting this portion, cricket only, that is cricket only, or netball only. So those two portions with the dot, if you look at it, you see that those two portions do not overlap. Because the word "or" steps in, it means they are mutually exclusive. So if I make the probability of C only, C only, or N only. Since they are exclusive, this will be the probability of C only plus the probability of N only. For a level 4 student who is using the formula sheet, settle for formula number 30, which is formula for mutually exclusive. So C only, we read what is in the position called C only, the quotient called C only has a 6 out of 32, then the quotient for N only, netball only has an 8 out of 32. So that way, I'm adding two numbers with the same denominator, so we get a 14 out of 32, which can reduce to 7 out of 16. So, guys, this is basically all that you need to know with this kind of Venn diagrams. You need to make sure you master every portion of your Venn diagram, then calculations will be so easy. So, guys, thank you very much.